All right, guys, welcome to Pace Acre, and today we are taking care of some of the roosters like I've told you before. We've had so many of them, so today let's go take a look at our setup. We've got the cooler full of ice ready to go. This is something different that we're trying this time. Normally I just use a propane pot with a pot and like a turkey fryer burner. This is just an electric turkey fryer. And of course, we got the faithful yard bird set up. We have clean table. Come on over this way. Just gonna run one kill cone today because I think we're just gonna do about seven or eight roosters. So this ain't like a full blown processing operation. This is basically when you got too many roosters. The weather's nice. They think it's spring, so they start breeding like crazy. And you have, if your rooster to hen ratio is off, they're going to start hurting your hens, especially these young adolescent roosters like we have a bunch of them. So let's come in here. We got them separated this morning. So this whole crew in here. There we go. And these guys, you can kind of see them. They're going to freezer camp. And they're really at the perfect age. Some of them are pretty big. Some of them are pretty small. Some of them I've noticed just kind of watching them are aggressive. So you kind of use your best judgment when you go to picking which chickens you do what with or which roosters. So I'm not going to I guess I better throw a viewer discretion. I'm not going to show you guys the actual dispatch process, but kill cone, plucker, scalder, we'll show you as much of it as we can. All right, first rooster up. These guys, he's a nice, big, pretty rooster. You just place him down in the cone. Legs up. Got my knife quite ready. All right, so we got the first one down. Now we're gonna bring it to the scalder. Come on over here, get it. So we got the scalder, it's been hot. You wanna you'll see different things, but you wanna get like around 159, 158. And basically you take a wing feather or tail feather, one of their hard feathers. Make sure you're getting me, baby. And once these feathers really start pulling, because I'll be honest with you, the first time I did this, see those are still a little bit, but the first time I did this, I literally cooked the breast on a big Cornish. So you got to find that fine line when one of their wing feathers. That's pretty good right there. All right, so throw our lid back on our pot. You lose some heat when you do that. Now, got my other three-way. Just a second. Now, for the yard bird chicken plucker. Oh, just a second. So we got the yard bird. Now this ain't a big like commercial. These are nice and they're not cheap, but you've gotta. All right, let's take a look at it, and you'll see that was a big rooster. And then when you take the ones that it didn't get, I can run it a little bit longer too. That's no problem. But you got to hit that sweet spot, because when you don't, what happens is that you will start tearing the skin. And the skin really helps, especially when you're going to freeze them. Really helps for that freezer burn. So like this one, it's coming out, I mean, pretty nice. But you can see when they're all undressed, the roosters don't have like like I keep going back to the Cornish cross. These aren't Cornish cross. I'm trying to remember what, this was a Buff Orpington. So we bought some chickens last year from a hatchery, and they were sexed already, but we got several roosters out of the deal. So really, these were nice, purebred. These were nice, purebred roosters. But, I mean, it doesn't matter when you have so many roosters. And yeah, chickens are they are cannibals, as you can see. Anytime we butcher anything, whether it's a hog, another chicken, whatever, they just go crazy like this. But there's the first one. Not that big, like I shared with you guys before in some of the other videos. You can see the real meat on these things is in the legs. There's not a whole lot of meat. This was a fully mature rooster, but so like when I cook these, I'll smoke several of them at a time, or if you wanted to do, you know, some sort of soup chicken or something, that's fine too. But that's where we're at. We got our first one down. All right, we're gonna take you through part of when you actually process them after you get them out of the plucker. We didn't gather every single step by step, but you'll get the basic of it. You want to start by removing their feet. And another thing, guys, if you guys do want a full video step by step, if you're interested in something like that, just let us know in the comments, and we'd gladly make a whole video. I could even just process one chicken, and we can do everything of it, even breaking it down rather than leaving it whole. The trick here is just finding the joint. Just like with any animal, you just find where they naturally connect, and that's where you break them apart. A lot of people save the chicken feet, make dog treats, dry them out. We didn't save them. And this, like, it was just a few roosters. We just had to get thinned out. Always have your little ones help you. That's important. This gland right here that she's getting ready to remove on the tail, that's one of the most important things you want to get rid of, though, when you process one of these, any bird for that matter. All right, go ahead and dip it down in there. You can use that stick laying right next to you to kind of push it down in there. Get it all the way under the water, and you just kind of swirl it around. Let me help you out. Yeah, push it down, and basically you just got to get the feathers. You're getting the It don't take long. Like I said, you'll start cooking them pretty fast, because this water is literally about 160 degrees. That's what my thermometer's reading. All right, let's see where we're at there. Now you grab a wing feather. How'd it come out? Now go to a tail, because the tail is really tough too. Pretty good. Go ahead and give it another swirl. Okay, that ought to be good. All right. Now, don't drop it in there yet. You got to get it spinning. All right, here. These things really are pretty neat. Yardbird is definitely worth the investment. There's a lot of different brands. I've always kind of wanted to make a homemade one. This was a little bitty rooster. He wasn't a young one, but I got tired of him having little chickens all the time. All right, there he is. Little Mr. Rowdy. One thing you'll notice, it's a lot different from when you do a Cornish cross that are about 10 weeks old. When you're doing these older roosters, it's just like any older animal. There's nothing easy about it. The skin's tough. Just everything is tough because they're about a year old and they've been out running around. Big difference between these and something that's only 10 weeks old for sure. This is another one of those buff Orpingtons. I think I bought 25 hens, I believe. Sexed hens, and we ended up with I don't know, we ended up with quite a few roosters. But I'll tell you what, guys, you know, they make big, nice scalders, but this turkey fryer burner that came from a yard sale or something like that is really working well. And see, once you get them soaked and saturated, the stick just kind of gets them started, but once they get saturated, you can just use their legs and it'll be good eating because all this chicken's been free range. Yeah, they get commercial chicken pellets, but they're free range. All right, let's see where we're at. Go right for the tail feather. Look at that. That's what you're after right there. Try the wing. Wings pull out. All right. We're ready for the plucker. Going in. Plucker's running. It's got a spot to hook the water hose to it, but I found that unless you got really high water pressure at your place, I don't have crazy high. I mean, it's decent, but it works better just using the shower part of your hose. It also, a lot of times, if you throw two birds in there at a time, kind of breaks up the traffic jam, I call it. When they get stuck like that, that's when the skin will get torn on. See what we got here. And you can keep running it if you want to. I like to try to, I don't want to if you run it too long, you will, like I said earlier in the video, it will just literally start tearing the skin up. And especially when you're freezing. When you're gonna freeze them. I mean, because you can skin a chicken. You can tear a chicken right out of its skin, feathers and all. just grab its breast and tear it out that way. But they just don't keep as long. You do it like this. See, look right here. See, that's why I didn't want to run it much longer, because when it starts getting hung up like that, those rubber fingers are just running over it. It will start tearing the skin, and then it won't keep as long. That's pretty much it. All right, guys, that's a wrap. Just kind of a little side note. When you do roosters, they're tough. What I mean by tough is, you know, if you got to think you're butchering something that's a year old versus something that is, you know, 8 weeks, 10 weeks old when you do like the Cornish cross. But we got them done. We made it through them. You can see them in there. Nice little birds. Leave them in there at least for a couple hours. You know, you'll read all kinds of different things about how long on that. But we'll leave them in there for a couple hours. And these, we're just going to put them in, I'm just going to stick them in freezer bags, because I'll be honest with you, as soon as the weather turns, that Oklahoma Joe over there, it's going to be fired up a lot. I've got a lot of firewood from the acre cleanup you've seen on that video. So I put up a lot of firewood for that. And that little bit of action right behind me, that's exactly why we had to thin down the roosters. And we still have several. But the thing is when you have roosters, though, and you're free ranging, the less dominant roosters are always out on the fringes of your property. So they're out on their own out there. So if there is predators that come up, which, you know, you hope you don't, but that's just the reality of them. It's usually the roosters that get picked off first. The young roosters that aren't the dominant. Those are the ones that a coyote will get, because it's been kind of bullied out off the edges. So you want to kind of keep some. They do work for decoys, whether it's hawks or coyotes or whatever kind of predators you're dealing with. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned, because there's going to be some more videos, more content being made with us just now preparing the roosters. But like I said, these roosters, not going to do any shrink bags or anything like that. I'm literally just got some Ziploc freezer bags. So we'll pull these out of the cooler after they give them some time to chill and just go through the rigor mortis so they're not so tough. And then I'm just going to bag them and throw them in the freezer. So thanks for sticking around, guys. Remember, feed your critters, love your neighbor, follow Jesus. Have a great day. All right, guys, the final step. You've seen all the butchering. You've seen everything we did. Now we just got our roosters. There I am. Been on ice. You got, guys, there's all kinds of ways you can see. You can look on where you can make little PVC things. You can set them on like this to where they dry out. There's a lot of different things you can do. What we're going to do, just to be quick and simple, like I said, we're not vacuum sealing them. I'm probably going to smoke these here in the next month or so. So we're going to we're just going to throw these into freezer bags. I'm just going to double freezer bag. I'm going to take some paper towels, dry them off. But you can see all the meat, like I've said many times, on a rooster or on their legs. The breast is hardly anything. So hope you guys enjoyed this.